Hello. So let's talk about the second idea, which is awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is our ability to see, to perceive, and to actually see what's going on here, right now. I can become aware that there's a sound coming to me from outside. I then use this information to say, oh, that's a truck and it's just running and it's just waiting out there. I can hear the waves of the ocean. I am aware that this sound is a watery sound, it's a calming sound, whatever. I'm aware that the sound is coming in. I'm aware that, I'm not sure if my video is picking up, there's an aeroplane flying past. So I'm aware of that. I am also aware of my body. I'm aware that I have got a burning feeling of excitement in here as I speak to you. I'm aware I'm sitting with my legs crossed. I'm aware that my right knee is buzzing because I'm using information which I've learnt from my past and I'm channeling it into the present moment. I am aware of the temperature. I am aware of a lot of other stuff going on inside my mind because I'm teaching you right now. So I'm lining up a sequence of thoughts and they're all coming into this space here, this classroom. These are just examples of me being aware right now. I'm modeling this for you because as you do the exercise, which I have just given you in the previous clip, which is to become aware of what is going on around you, I find the easiest way to teach people awareness is to give them an example of it. So I gave you an example of my awareness of what was going on outside because I could hear things. I gave you an awareness of what I was feeling by describing the feeling here and in my knee. I gave you a more general description of the fact that my body is registering temperature. I gave you an example of awareness of what was going on inside my head because you can't see inside here and no one can even see thoughts. But they're these things which totally construct our reality. So I gave you an example of saying, okay, so right now I'm speaking to you and I'm talking about an idea and I've got a whole bunch of other ideas lined up which are going into this process that I'm engaged with right now. So why do we need to be aware? If you don't see something, you can't approach it. If you don't know about something, you don't even know that you don't know it, and therefore it could be impacting you, but you don't have any power over it. So the reason we need to practice awareness is because currently you have a reality, I have a reality, everybody has a reality that they are currently feeding. They're currently engaging with a reality which is continuing to be formed even if you're unhappy with it. So we need to actually create a bit of space between the reality we've got and are engaged with and our perception of it. The reason we need this space is because it allows us to actually make some changes. We're going to be working a lot in that space, but if you don't have an awareness of what you're doing, you don't have the space, you don't have the place to work. So this whole idea of awareness is something we need to actually implement into our daily routine because depending how old you are, I'm 28 years old. For 28 years, I have been waking up, I have been eating, I've been sleeping, I've been talking, I've been walking, I've been learning, I've been growing, I've been hugging, I've been kissing, I've been shouting, I've been scared, I've been fighting with my siblings, I've been interacting with adults, I've been going through all different processes of society and without a gap to realize, oh, I just did that, I just created that, I just made that connection. Without that space in between, we actually live on autopilot. This autopilot is our friend and our enemy at the same time. I'm going to explain a bit more to you about the actual physiology of this part of ourselves. 0 to 7 years is the first developmental chunk of our lives. and our brain is in an absorbing state. During this state of absorption, we only have beta waves. Now, I will give you some reading about this, but our brain works on different wave frequencies, and from 0 to 7, we only have our subconscious mind running. If you understand what this means, it makes the biggest difference in your power to make change, because 0 to 7 years, you got downloads from your parents, from your siblings, from your family. You got the messages given to you, and you started using them as your belief, as your truth, as your fact, as the way you live your life. You mimic your parents. A child will look at a parent's face and they'll mimic the expression. They will also look for approval from the parent. If the parent is smiling and happy, the child thinks, yes, I did it. If you notice babies, they'll be doing something, and then if you say something, they'll look at you and they'll check, what are you doing? What message are you sending me? Are you sending me yes or no? And then the baby modifies their behavior. So it's really fundamentally important to realize that no matter how old you are, currently in your reality, you have a lot of autopilot programs which are still running from the first 7 years of your life, when you didn't have a choice to say, that's not that healthy, that's not that empowering, that's not that truthful, that's not that loving. So during this time when we're growing up, we just absorb, absorb, absorb. This is why we need now to pause, to breathe, and to become aware of what we're doing. If we see a pattern, we have the capacity to go in and change the pattern, to change the habit, to change what we're doing. However, if it is on autopilot, if it's running from our subconscious mind, we can't actually go in and change the dial yet, because we don't even know the dial's there. I hope this will make sense to you, because you're the one who has to now start becoming familiar with your vehicle. I have become very familiar with my vehicle, and it's still a growing process. There's still so much more work I have to do. I'm not standing up here in front of you as someone who has it made, who has it all. I'm standing here as a guide, because I am very good at connecting with people and saying, oh, look, that's a pattern, that's a pattern, that's a pattern. And then once you recognize that it is a pattern, I'm good at helping you make the change. However, this is because this is an ongoing process in my life. I am continually growing and changing, expanding, and pulling out patterns from my childhood and saying, you know what, I don't need that anymore. I'm going to choose to be empowered and make a decision as an adult. Another concept which is very fundamental to the first 7 years of our life is that as a child, we don't have the emotional, mental, physical resources that we do now. As a child, we didn't have the ability to say, no, I'm going to stay here. Because guess what? Your parents comes along, picks you up, and takes you somewhere else. Another example is that when an adult says, no, that's not allowed, the thing you might be wanting to do might be harmless. However, the parent just has a prejudice against this thing which you want to do. And so instead of learning that there's nothing wrong with the thing, the child gets the message that, oh, that is bad or negative. And so as it goes with parenting, the parents give their impressions to the children. The reason we need to be really aware now is to see, what am I doing as an adult? Because we have a huge array of resources, abilities, capacities that we didn't have in the first 7 years of our life. However, many adults still continue to live as though they are the child without the resources. And they don't make the changes as an adult, because it's a bit like the elephant. The elephant, when it's a baby, is tied up and it can't break the chain when it's a baby. When that elephant grows up, no matter how strong it gets, even it gets to 20 ton, it doesn't even try to break the chain, because it remembers, when I was little, I tried, and I couldn't break it. So it gives up. Whereas if it just used 1/10 of its adult power, it could snap that chain like that. We as humans are very similar creatures because we run off patterns through our subconscious mind. So this is giving you the information to realize the necessity for becoming aware. Majority of our patterns are running on autopilot in our subconscious mind. They come from times when we were not capable, we were not empowered, and we didn't have the choices that we have now. This is all the information you need to begin understanding that it is your duty to yourself to become aware of what's going on. Just a quick tip on awareness. Set an alarm on your phone. It's up to you. You can set it once a day, twice a day, 5 times a day. You can set it on the hour, every 2 hours. You can set it when you wake up or before you go to bed. This first alarm, we're going to be using alarms a lot. This first alarm is to ask, what am I doing? What have I just done? What am I going to do? Set this alarm with this question so that it can catch you in the midst of your experience to go, oh, what am I doing? What am I thinking? And to see it. At this stage, I don't want you to do anything with it yet. You just need to say, oh, I just thought about food. Or I just thought about loneliness. Or I just thought about what I have to do, the program that I have to, my work. I need to do my work. I need to do my work. It's going to catch it and you go, oh, wow. It's 12 p.m. and this is what I thought. And then because we've got 14 days in this phase, after 14 days of gathering data, you're going to actually get a much stronger grip on what's going on in your reality, in the current place that you want to change. You're getting an understanding of where you are, and this is so important. I can't stress enough that if you cannot see it, you cannot change it. You need to bring your patterns into your awareness and then be cool with them. You grew up in the family you grew up in. You went to the school you went to. You were in the culture you were in. And everything that is there, it's not good, it's not bad, it's what it is. And from a place of empowerment, you can turn it into what you want. And then it will be your new what is. So as you're becoming aware, you will be able to feel how useful or not useful these patterns are. But I beg of you, do not judge the patterns. See them. Here's a great example. If you are being unkind to yourself in any way by pushing yourself too hard or by criticizing yourself with that little voice inside your head, don't go and beat up on it a second time once you see that it's beating you up. Just look at it and go, oh wow, that wasn't a very kind tone of voice, but guess what? It doesn't matter because I caught it. I witnessed it. I'm now aware of it. I can see it. Guess what? I know I'm going to have a handle on it. So that is the segment for awareness. To put it in a nutshell, become aware of what you're doing, thinking and feeling by setting an alarm on your phone. It's up to your discretion how many times a day you want this alarm to go off, but I suggest at least twice a day you set this alarm to ask yourself, what is going on inside my internal environment? What am I thinking? What am I doing? What am I feeling? And then once you have seen it, you need to journal it. You need to log it. You can do this mentally. You can make a note on your phone if you open up a new note page and just write data from awareness collection or something like that. So that you've got a log, okay, I thought about my animals, or I thought about food, or I thought about friends, I thought about people, or I was thinking, I can't. Or you were thinking, I'm so excited to, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, you need to become aware of the process and then sit with it. Don't change it yet. Don't judge it yet. Don't get stressed out or shocked by it yet. You just need to look at it. You just need to create the space from the current reality, which is all over you, which is your current experience. You're just spacing that out so you've got a breather in between so that you can witness the autopilot that is running in your life. That is it for this clip. Good luck.